It's called what?
Non-destructive editing.
Good morning. Savannah and I are in the greenhouse. It is Sunday morning. We're out here early to get tomatoes planted. I finally got most of the garden starts that were for sale out of here, so I have room to actually plant my plants because the for sale plants are not taking stuff over. But we're out here early because very soon it'll be about 106 degrees in this greenhouse. So this is, what time is it, Savannah? 7:44. It's very early for Savannah. So I wanted to go over planting a tomato really quick. And here in the greenhouse, I have most of my tomatoes in these fabric grow pots, which works really well. I used to have plastic. But the plastic deteriorates over time, and I really think that the tomatoes like the fabric because the roots get more air. I do still have some plastic pots you can see right here. I put peppers in those, eggplants. They don't seem to mind it. But anyway, yesterday's selling plants, it came up several times. I tell people, make sure when you plant your tomato starts, you plant them deep. So I wanted to go over what that means. Tomatoes have these very fine hairs on the stem. These hairs, every single one has the capability to form a new root. Some of the plants here in the greenhouse, oh gosh, I don't think I have an example because it's so humid in the greenhouse. Some of them actually start even growing air roots just out from the stems, just because there's so much humidity in the air and they really want to make roots. So anyway, you're gonna pinch off or snip. Depends on how big the stems are. I don't like to tear it, but get all these bottom leaves off of here. I might even do this one. If I was planting it in the ground in the garden, I would probably take this one off too, and maybe even this one, and you could even do this one and plant just the very top. But in my grow pot here, I don't have that much depth, so I'm not going to take as much off as I normally would if I was putting it in the ground. But you can also, if you don't have enough room to sink them, you can also trench them, where you actually lay them on their side and they will turn and start growing up. So this pot, we just pulled the little bit of weeds out of it that were in here, and I put some organic fertilizer in here. And then we also topped it off with compost from my well-rotted pile of cow manure. So you can see I'm putting it all the way down in the hole like this, and I am going to bury him. Get that leaf out of there. And he's leaning a little bit now, but in a few days he will straighten up, and I'm going to put a cage on him and he'll be super happy. So when you sink them this deep, that stem that's submerged, Savannah's laughing at me, under the soil is going to develop roots very quickly, which in the long run is just going to give you a healthier plant with more root stock, and so it's going to be more productive overall. So it may seem a little bit counterproductive initially, but it's actually, the plants love it. And you know what, I am going to snip this last leaf off of there because it's right on the soil level, and I don't want it just laying on the soil and causing some sort of fungal disease. So there you have it. First tomato planted in the greenhouse. There's only 30 more to go. Happy gardening.